What's up, rSpace fans? Today we've got a couple stories about some infidelity, one digitally and one for real. Let's get to it. First up, yesterday I, male 40, discovered my wife's, female 38, secret Instagram account, and I need help to cope. Secret for me, public knowledge for almost everyone else. Bear with me. So yesterday, my sister visited me at home as I needed help with some work. As we took a coffee break, my sister becomes slightly serious and says to me, I'm starting to find it kind of weird that your wife doesn't have any pictures with you on her Instagram. Am I wrong? Not to my knowledge, until then, my wife's only Instagram account has like 10-ish pics and a little above 100 followers. I answer that she barely uses the app or site, whatever, and there is no point in having me plastered around for such a small family and close friends account. It was that moment when my sister's face went Hollywood-like surprised as she says, "No man, I'm talking about her famous account. I don't see you in literally any pic there." My brain cannot comprehend anything as I look at her and just ask about what gosh darn account does she talk about and what in the flip is even this? I don't think any Academy Award winners could recreate the WTF look on both me and my sister's faces during this conversation. She goes to her following list and shows me an account that indeed had my wife's face as a profile picture and a very shortened version of her normal Instagram's username. An account I've never seen before. She clicks it, and that's when my life goes full 2020. An account of my wife with more than 2,000 posts and more than 250,000 followers. My mind can't comprehend what I'm seeing. I immediately access my account and try to visit her profile for my login. Page not existing. I'm blocked from my own wife. I'm married with this one for 18 years. We have 2 daughters. My mind is blank. I can't have any reaction whatsoever. We scroll and scroll from those posts. About half of them are sexy pics of her either at the beach, pool clubs, or backyard pools at some of her friends that I know and get along very well with personally. You name it. Wearing thongs, G-strings, thong swimsuits, topless, covering with her hands. All the stuff you can see on an account like this. She is with our daughters in some of the pictures. The normal pictures are not the ones where she shows her body off, but my soul is sinking in as I realize that even my daughters know about this account and those pictures. Even in her clothed pictures, she is braless most of the time and is not shy in showing that for the picture. I admit I am a slightly prude person in public. I don't enjoy being too much half naked at the beach and standing in the sun, but man, during almost 20 years of relationship, my lack of beach-going passion was summed in probably 15 minutes of discussion in total. It was a non-subject. I've never made a big deal, or deal whatsoever, about her going to the beach if and when she wants to, or showing her body, or anything else. Never in my life. That subject doesn't exist. With me, I don't think she ever went braless, for example. Always wearing a good bra, a sports bra, you name it. In our rare outings together at the beach, she was in shorts or normal swimsuits. The only times when she could have took these pictures was when I was away from the city, country for work for a few days or weeks, as I don't remember her going to random beaches, pools, her friends, etc., only with our daughters or alone when I was at home. I try to see if I'm really the biggest loser on this planet. I try to verify which of our close friends, my or her coworkers, and everyone else in our circles know about this account. In our age group, no one, well, almost no one as we can see, acts like an Instagram star. So we have small accounts with a bunch of pics and small number of followings, so it's easy to search. None of my coworkers or the men in my family have her at follow, but I check some of her coworkers, guys and girls, and those friends from her girl group or whatever that I don't really hang around much with, and they do have her famous account at follow. They know about this. We were 100% sure my sister shouldn't have known about this account and shouldn't have followed her either. That, or she knew that my sister follows and just tried everything to be successful at hiding from me and the people close to me, basically in plain sight. I scrolled through the last picture, and they go since early 2017, so it's more than 3 years of this lie. Basically, I can say that I'm not even looking for relationship advice per se, because it will probably take me a very long time to even fully comprehend the situation and try to open the subject. I'm more about looking for support in order to cope with the thought that my wife considers me less important than 250,000 subscribers. And whoever knows how many others saw her like in all these pictures in real life without me having a clue. Since yesterday, I'm in a full-blown chat conference with my sis, parents, and all those who didn't know about this farce thinking about what should I do. while forcing myself in a ridiculous way to act completely obvious next to my wife and the kids. I need any advice and any comments you guys have, and thank you for reading. So it sounds like the big problem here, OP, is that she kept it secret and had you blocked. Sounds like she didn't want to have the discussion of whether you would have a problem with it, so she just avoided it. Even if it was going to be a difficult one, she needed to have this conversation with you 3+ years ago. I don't know if you might have said things in the past that made her feel she needed to cover up around you, but she really needs to explain why she feels that way to you. Otherwise, there's no way to come into an understanding. It sounds like you wouldn't even have a problem with her dressing less conservatively. The problem is that she was keeping it a secret. It's one of those things that can be completely innocent in nature unless the person keeps it a secret. And then you really have to wonder why they felt the need to. Good luck to you. Alright, next up, my wife cheated on me twice and expects me just to get over it. Okay, so my wife had a boyfriend a very long time ago that she was obsessed with. He was always an F up, and when I asked my wife to be my girlfriend, he asked her as well. Well, she went with me. He ended up going to prison for 4 years. Fast forward to December of 2019, my wife tells me that her ex sent her a letter trying to get a hold of her, but she threw it away. Around the end of January, while my wife was getting a haircut, I was using her iPad. I opened the messages, I honestly don't even know why, and wouldn't you know it, she had been texting him. Here's the worst part. My wife is basically begging this guy to talk to her, asking why he doesn't text her, calling him baby and all that. I left, stayed at a hotel, and after talking through it, I came back to the house. Things were kind of awkward for a bit because I was still hurt, but we moved past it. Now we're in March, and after a night out, we both came home pretty intoxicated. She passed out. I went to go look through her Instagram because I was noticing this one guy liking all her pictures, who she said was just a friend from high school. I go into the messages and find a conversation where he's asking her for pictures and videos of herself, and her asking him if he would do her. I blew up, smashed her phone. Cops were called. The cops didn't do anything, but needless to say, tensions were extremely high, and I wanted nothing more to do with her. There I go, back to the hotel. I spend all night at the bar, get drunk, and stay up all night crying because the thought of not being with my kids every day tears me apart, especially when it's because of her actions. We end up getting back together because I just can't imagine my life without them. My feelings toward her had changed, and I had no trust at all. She begged and asked what she could do to fix it, and the best I could think of was to completely delete all her social media. I don't know, I guess it helped, but the hurt and feeling of betrayal just never got better. As far as I know, I'm about 99.9% sure she never actually met up with either of them. It was just through messages, and the first one didn't even pay much attention to her, which kinda even hurt more. So she never did anything physically. So now, 8 months later, I honestly still hurt, and sometimes it still pops into my head at the most random moments. So now, whenever she wants to have a girls' night or hang out with a friend, I take her, or her friends come to the house. I don't like feeling like this. I still have no trust in her, and I don't know if there's anything I could do to regain it. She complains, saying that I'm not even trying to get over it, and she can't live her life with me being like this. But dang, man, she completely destroyed my state of mind. I've never been a jealous or paranoid person in a relationship, and now I just feel like a controlling, crazy, and insecure person. But I just can't imagine what I would do if it ever happened a third time. I honestly don't know, and it scares me. My wife swears on her life and our family that she learned her lesson and would never do anything like that again. But as much as I want to believe her, I just can't move past it. Am I just needing to forget about it? Forgive and forget? I mean, this happens to people and they work out, no? Dude, she's a serial cheater. Reconciliation normally takes 3 to 5 years of work. Work that includes regaining lost trust, empathizing with the betrayed partner's changed mindset, and talking about the affair and stating why you're eager to change and be better. I don't see any of that in your post. Words are nice, but they have no substance. Look at her actions instead. Seeing her swear on her life and family means nothing, and it's an empty promise. Her family and her life didn't stop her from cheating twice before. Neither of her 2 affairs were one-night stands that happened just once. They each lasted for multiple days, weeks, etc. Each of those days was a betrayal in itself. The lies told to cover her actions add on to the growing list. Your wife's uncaring response to your paranoia and lack of trust shows how unremorseful she truly is. This isn't the viewpoint of a remorseful spouse who's trying to do their best. She completely disregarded your feelings and emotions in favor of her social life. She wants to go out and have fun, and you're moping around and treating her like some criminal isn't what she signed up for. That's her train of thought. And much like her affairs is riddled with her being selfish, infidelity at its core is selfish. Her wanting you to move on and just brush off the past is also selfish. She is not remorseful, and she's clearly not willing to put in the work and properly reconcile. I urge you to reconsider staying. Buy some books on infidelity, or visit survivinginfidelity.com and check out the Healing Library. Your wife is still the same selfish person she was back when her affair started. She's made zero progress towards her being better. Has she even bothered getting a counselor, or made efforts to understand her whys, or read material on infidelity?